Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And welcome back to my blueprint for success part 4. You guys that have followed the channel for a while, you'll know that I've made part 1, part 2, and part 3 of my blueprint for success. Well, today we're going to talk about my path to the NFL. Now, I know most of us growing up played sandlot football, played little league football, played high school football, and at some point perhaps dreamed of playing in the NFL. Well guys, I was no different. I had that dream as well. And as a 7-year-old kid, I started playing football. And I played football until I was 26 years old. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I want to walk you guys through that part of my life. I know this is primarily a car channel, and that is the emphasis for this channel, is really nice luxury cars. But I also want to make sure not only that I share my cars with you guys, but that I also walk you guys through how I got to where I'm at today and my journey. And part of that journey is my path to the NFL. So at 7 years old, I started playing little league football, and instantly I fell in love with it and just continued playing through Little League and Pop Warner, and each year got better. By the time I got to high school, I had became a pretty good local football player here in the hometown that I live in. Now I'm gonna drop a few names today, and guys, I don't do that to brag or anything like that. I only tell you guys this stuff because I want you guys to understand anybody can be whatever they want to be if they make up their mind to be that. They put in the hard work and have a plan, they can accomplish whatever they want to accomplish. And playing in the NFL was one of those things that I dreamed about doing, and I had to put a plan together in order to try to accomplish that. Now, I played high school football with one of the greatest athletes of our time, and that guy goes by the name of Deion Sanders. You may know him as the position-changing cornerback in the National Football League. Well, Deion and I grew up together here in Fort Myers, Florida. We played Little League, we played Pop Warner, and we played high school together. So Deion was one of these guys who pushed me as a kid to get better every year when football season rolled around. Deion was a year ahead of me, so he was sort of a big brother to me and to a lot of other guys in our neighborhood. We didn't come out of the best situation from a financial standpoint in the neighborhoods we lived in, but one thing we always had in common was our love for the game of football and our love for sports in general. So I had a pretty good high school career. Again, Deion was on that team for 2 of those years, and once he left and went off to Florida State, I came up on my senior year along with the other guys in my senior class in high school, and we had a really good senior year. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to visit 5 rather large Division I colleges in order to play football or further my football career through a athletic and academic scholarship. One of those colleges I visited was the University of Florida, and that school changed my life. As an 18-year-old kid, I was offered a full football scholarship to the University of Florida, where I would be able to play football and pursue higher education. And obviously, guys, I jumped all over that opportunity. So I went to the University of Florida as an 18-year-old freshman, and same thing I did in high school and in Pop Warner. I set my goal to be the very best football player I could be at the University of Florida. And by the time my senior year rolled around, I was one of the elite cornerbacks in the country. And I had made all Southeastern Conference, second team All-American, and I put myself in a position where I was able to be a part of the NFL draft. So I was drafted into the NFL after my playing days at Florida. I initially was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, and in the thumbnail you will see me, number 31. That's me in my Cincinnati Bengals uniform during the 1991 season. Cincinnati was a wonderful place to play football, guys. The city was fantastic. The people were super nice. And I played for one of the greatest football coaches of all time, in Sam White. And you know, you're talking about a 21, 22-year-old kid walking into a locker room, an NFL locker room, and seeing folks like Boomer Esiason, Ickey Woods, James Brooks, David Fulcher, guys like that who I had watched play on TV. So it was certainly a thrill to be drafted by Cincinnati, and I spent most of the 1991 season playing with the Bengals. The latter half of that 91 year, about 3 games left in the 91 season, I actually moved on and I played the last 3 games of that 91 year with the Arizona Cardinals, which was a fantastic organization as well. And that capped off my rookie season. In 92, I was fortunate enough to sign a contract, an NFL contract with the Chicago Bears. And again, going into the Windy City, Chicago was certainly a thrill, man. And you know, I was getting ready to play for one of the legendary coaches and legendary players of all time. And that coach is Mike Ditka. Ditka was my coach in 92. And man, that was such a fantastic year. Although we as a team didn't do very well in 92. I believe our record was 5-11. Me as a player, as an individual, had a fantastic year. I actually, in my second year in the NFL, was able to start for the Chicago Bears for 8 out of the 16 games. And I actually played in all 16 games. So that was probably the crowning point of my short NFL career. 93, I was with the Chicago Bears as well. Unfortunately, in the preseason of 1993, I suffered a pretty bad ankle injury that pretty much wiped me out for the entire 1993 season. After the 93 season, I signed with the Washington Redskins in 1994, went to the Redskins training camp, but unfortunately did not make the final roster to be on that team in 1994. And by that time, guys, I had experienced a lot. I had lived the NFL lifestyle for 3 years. I had, played at the highest level you can play in college, playing in the Southeastern Conference with the Florida Gators. So football didn't owe me anything. Fortunate enough for me, at the end of my short career, which, guys, the average playing career in the NFL for a player is about 3 to 3.5 years. So I was right in that lens. I played 3 years. Certainly I would have loved to have played more, but I was thankful that I was able to play those 3 years and experience playing the sport that I love and I continue to love till this day at the highest level. So I'm satisfied with that 3-year career and all the opportunities it afforded me. By no means did I make a whole bunch of money that I was able to retire as a 26-year-old. I had to come home and fortunate enough, when I was in college, I paid attention, went to class, and I took college seriously. And before I left the University of Florida, I obtained my degree. So when my football days were over, at the ripe old age of 26, I was able to come home, roll my sleeves up, and jump into my career, which is the banking industry. I got into banking in the management training program for a rather large banking institution. And 25, 26 years later, I'm still in that industry. I've done extremely well. I was able to carve out a spot in that industry and thrive and do well over the last 25 years. But again, guys, my path to the NFL was a path that a lot of guys take. I think the difference between making it to the NFL and not making it to the NFL is not that far different. I think you have to plan properly, pay the price, do everything you need to do as an individual to prepare yourself for that opportunity. But even doing all of that, some guys don't make it there. So I don't think it's a lack of effort a lot of times. I just think sometimes it's at such high level, and so many great athletes aspire to get to that level. Sometimes it's just not your calling. Fortunate for me, it was. I was able to play 3 years, and I loved every minute of it. A lot of my buddies played a lot longer, who I played with in college, and I was able to watch those guys continue their career when mine was over. And you know, the good news is we're still good friends to this day. We still reminisce about our old college days. We reminisce about playing in the league together. And those are moments that I'll always cherish and will always be a part of my life. And today I just wanted to share that brief snippet of my life with you guys, and a little bit about my playing days in the National Football League, and just let you guys know a little bit more about me. So thank you guys for checking out the video, and we'll be back to normal car content on my next video. But from time to time, guys, I will sprinkle in one of these My Blueprint for Success videos, so that you guys can understand and know a little bit about me. Not just that I'm a guy who likes really nice cars and drives really nice cars. You'll kind of know a little bit more about me and where I came from, and how I got to where I'm at today, and this guy you guys see on YouTube making videos. So guys, if you got any questions, drop me some comments. I don't mind talking about my football days, my NFL days, my college days. I don't brag about that kind of stuff, but I thought it was about time that I at least share some of that with you. And I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed my little path to the NFL video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing and share the video. But until the next one, guys, peace.